So who's on stage? Who's on deck? All right, let's give them a round of applause.
Good morning. I'm freshman Arturo Ballesteros with a little bit about our team. We are Back of the Yards College Prep from the Back of the Yards community, of course. Now, Back of the Yards really is a great neighborhood, but it does struggle a bit here and there. Having lived there all my life, I have seen how run down, hurt by gang activity, and low income some of its areas are. Regardless, we've come together to create a very simple yet effective and long-lasting solution to the Aspen Challenge that will help our entire community overcome its own challenges.
Hello, my name is Marlon Gongura, and I'm a junior. So to continue, the Back of the Yards community has faced many issues that are related to all the challenges that were presented to us. But our team decided to focus on the challenge presented by Ms. Joanne Hogg. So our team has noticed that our community is overwhelmed with issues such as economy issues and violence, which is why other issues such as unhealthy eating habits are not as addressed in our neighborhood. I myself have experienced this issue in my family of almost all Spanish speakers. My elders have unfortunately not received the education they need to guide themselves and their children to live a better and healthier life. This has caused problems with diabetes within my family. This is why we believe that the lack of education and understanding between real food versus industrial food is a key factor that has contributed to our community's poor eating habits.
My name is Bianca Jones, and I'm a junior. So our solution was this card right here, and it basically just details what real food and industrialized food is, and it tells the benefits, the negatives. So we basically want this to be put in stores, parks, schools, anywhere where people who shop can get it, something that's accessible. It's very easy to read. You can just, well, not pull it out because it's not small, but you can look at it and see what to buy, what not to buy, and how it negatively affects your body.
My name is Ray Wu, and I'm a senior. This is the graphic info card that we were talking about, and as I was researching about real food versus industrialized food, I realized that I was eating a lot of junk food, and that caused me to change my diet. And now this is the graphic map of our community, and on top is the list of markets and grocery stores in our neighborhood. And as you can see, we have a really limited amount of real food stores in our community. But that it causes us to give more opportunities to open up to the idea of real food.
So, hi, my name is Nicholas Lopez, and I am a senior as well. Although we are a pretty smart group of people, we can't do this on our own. We need to ally with partners, and fortunately, we have a lot of park districts, we have middle schools, churches that are tolerant with other ethnicities and religions, and the rest is as you can see, the health organizations and businesses. I remember attending Richard J. Daley Middle School, and although many glorify the food, I just remember it as tasteless pizza, dry cornbread, and tacos that look like cat food. So it's something that needs to change, and I want to see that change, and that's why we got to pass the baton to the younger audience, and hopefully they do the same thing as we do.
Hello, my name is Jose Muñiz. I'm a freshman. What we hope to get out of this solution is that this won't be a one-time thing. We hope to continue this after this Aspen Challenge. And by doing so, we will communicate with our local schools, religious establishments, and medical centers to inform the community about this real food situation and how they could find the difference between real food and industrial food. We also hope that our leaders will work with grocery businesses to inform the consumers on what they are putting into their bodies. And we have created a hashtag real food for the Back of the Yards. And we hope that this will bring a lot of awareness into social media. I especially hope that it will get to one of my teachers that has millions of followers on Twitter. Thank you.
3 minutes Q&A from the judges.
How did you determine the classification of real food and industrial food in the stores that you looked at?
To answer your question, we categorize the real food and industrial food by where the food is come from. Like for example, sometimes when the food is like boxed, like for example, food for less is mostly stuff that is containing in a plastic, so we don't consider that fresh because like it's out of date.
Did you guys look at cooking and the issue of how to cook real food? And is there knowledge of that your classmates need?
So we have noticed that within our families, we cook real food, but then we also like sort of add industrial food. So like with this card, we were hoping that students and like they would like share this information with their families so they could know like what they're cooking and what they're not.
On your list of partner organizations, you included Walmart and Aldi, but they also were on the not real food, list. So how do you see changing a large institution's approach to providing real food?
See, those markets are actually divided into the industrial and real foods, so they have sections where it's actually fresh. I myself live next to the Walmart neighborhood market, so I've noticed these the half and half where people actually shop for the industrial and real foods. So we're actually pretty good. We're actually close to organizations that work with those industrial stores. For example, I'm part of two, the Resurrection Project and the Youth Council from Back of the Yards. And we're actually hosting an event tomorrow that's going to provide increasing in the peace, but not only that, but real food. Another example is that my mom is actually going to make these stuffed bell peppers to the event. So, yeah.
1 more minute for question and answer.
Have you guys thought about how you're going to extend the reach of that online to just give people more access to it?
We thought about like putting it, first we're going to start off like in our community with the elementary schools that most of us have attended to basically just start somewhere as a starting point to here's the card, and then we're going to continue to expand and start in our schools and start putting it in the Food for Less that's across the street from the school and trying to put it in the park districts and the not Lapas, but like the Bambies that we have next door to like keep it around and then like further expand it.
We're also planning on doing parent meetings after spring break, so it's not only to the children but also to the parents, so they can actually get an education on healthy food.
Great. Let's give them a big round of applause.